Welcome to another English podcast provided by LingExam Language Academy. The name of this podcast is Leading a Team Project, the ultimate guide to effective team leadership in English, provided by LingExam.com. We really hope you'll visit LingExam.com for more valuable content on this and lots of other topics too.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we're really getting into a skill it's become absolutely essential in today's professional world. We're talking about effective team leadership. If you've ever worked in, a modern multicultural workplace, you get it. English isn't just a language we share. It's pretty much the operating system for making teamwork actually work. Okay, picture this for a second. You've just got that promotion. Great news. You're a team leader now. International company. Your first big project. A complex market analysis. And the deadline, it's tight. Plus your team is really diverse, different backgrounds, maybe different time zones. So how do you do it? How do you not just give people tasks, but actually empower them? How do you keep the energy up even when things get tricky? Which, let's be honest, they always do. And the big one.
How do you get everyone, this diverse group, all pulling in the same direction, really committed to that goal?
Well, that's exactly what we're here to unpack today. We want to guide you through the key skills, the right language, and the strategies you need to lead a team project well, especially using English confidently.
It really is fascinating how quickly things are changing in the workplace. It's not just about managing tasks anymore, is it? That's kind of old news. With global teams, the pace of everything, you really need to inspire people, get them aligned. And like you said, that takes a specific set of tools. Communication, leadership, they go hand in hand.
Exactly. Leading people, that's the heart of it. And for global teams, clear communication is, well, it's everything. So, okay, before we jump into the big strategies, let's maybe focus on the language first, the words you actually need, mastering the right vocabulary. That feels like the first step to sounding, confident. Competent.
Precisely. And it's more than just knowing the definition. It's how these words build trust, or prevent confusion, or actually motivate someone from a different background. Take delegate. We all know it means giving tasks to others.
Right.
But there's power in how you delegate. It's not just about getting work off your plate.
Yeah, I see delegation more as like a way to help people grow. Sometimes the best delegation isn't just giving a task someone can already do easily. It might be something a bit challenging. But you offer support, obviously. So instead of just saying, I need to delegate these tasks, maybe it's, Maria, I'd like you to handle the competitor research. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but your analytical skills are perfect, and I'm here to help. It's a small difference in wording, maybe, but it feels different.
Absolutely. And that links directly to motivate, making someone want to do the task. You're not just giving orders. You're trying to spark that internal drive. Like saying, as a leader, you need to know how to motivate your team by showing them how their work fits into the bigger picture.
Or think about monitor progress. It's like your team's early warning system. It's not just ticking boxes in a status update. It's really checking how things are moving along, paying attention. So it's important to monitor progress, not just for the deadline, but to spot potential issues early.
And even before that, you've got set clear goals. We all know SMART goals specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, good framework. But the challenge is often making sure everyone understands them the same way, especially across cultures. What does time-bound really mean to everyone, or achievable? So when you say, let's set clear goals so everyone knows exactly what we're aiming for, you need to check that understanding.
Definitely. And speaking of goals, deadlines, they're the anchors, right? But it's not just about setting them, it's about protecting them. How do you handle scope creep or unexpected problems with just letting the deadline slip, using language like, we really need to finish this before the deadline, so let's talk now about any risks we see.
Then there's communicate expectations. This isn't just a one-off announcement. It's about being consistently transparent. So make sure to communicate your expectations right from the start, explaining the what, the how, and maybe even the why. Clarity is key.
And when problems pop up, because they always do, you need to handle them diplomatically. Avoiding conflict, keeping things calm, even when it's stressful. Address problems diplomatically to keep the team focused on finding solutions, not blaming each other.
And for helping your team grow, constructive feedback is just so important. Helpful suggestions, delivered with empathy. Give constructive feedback that offers clear, actionable steps for improvement, not just pointing out flaws. That helps people learn.
Okay, and then two really core leadership qualities, empathy and authority. Empathy, the ability to understand and share feelings. But what does empathy really look like for a leader, especially across cultures? Is it just about feeling sorry for someone?
No, not at all. It's much more active than that. It's really listening. trying to see things from their perspective, picking up on unspoken things, validating their viewpoint, even if you disagree. So, good leaders show empathy by creating a safe space where people feel comfortable speaking up, even being vulnerable. And then authority, the power to make decisions, give direction. The best leaders find that balance. A leader must balance authority with empathy. You need to guide things, make tough calls sometimes, but always try to do it with understanding and fairness. It's not about being the boss, it's about enabling the team.
Okay, so those are some key words. But what about phrases?
Yeah.
Things that make team interactions smoother, like, let's divide the workload fairly, or please keep me updated on your progress. Little things that build good habits.
Yeah, and showing appreciation.
Yeah.
I really appreciate your hard work on this part. It's making a big difference. That goes a long way. Or when you hit a snag, okay, how can we overcome this challenge together? Let's hear everyone's ideas. That fosters collaboration, not just top-down directives.
Or being proactive with support. Please let me know if you need any support at all, really. Don't hesitate. It makes it easier for people to ask for help when they need it. They don't feel like they're failing.
It's amazing, isn't it? How these simple-sounding phrases can actually shape the whole team dynamic, especially internationally. Small differences in how direct you are can cause big misunderstandings. So using polite language for requests and feedback is crucial. Things like, would you mind working on this section? Or, it would be great if you could. It just softens the request, makes people more willing, not just feeling ordered around.
Right, and for suggestions, maybe I suggest we try this approach instead of do this. Or when someone gives input, thanks for that input, let's see how we can build on that idea. Shows you're actually listening and valuing it. Makes it collaborative. Okay, this is great. Now let's see how this all works in action. Let's listen to a sort of model conversation. See how natural English sounds in a real team project meeting. This example is a weekly check-in. Multicultural team. It brings all this vocabulary and these phrases together. Imagine Alex is the team leader, meeting with Maria, John, and Emily. Their goal: finish your market analysis by Friday. Let's tune in. Team leader, Alex. Morning all, thanks for joining. Let's start with a quick look at our main goal for the week. Team leader, Alex. As everyone knows, finishing that market analysis by Friday is a top priority. Maria, how are things looking with the data gathering?
Team member 1, Maria. Hi, Alex. Pretty good. I've gathered most of the data from last quarter and started organizing it.
Team leader. That's excellent progress, Maria. Great start. Could you maybe give us a quick summary?
Team member 1, Maria. Sure, I've got it broken down by region, but I am still waiting on a couple of key reports from sales.
Team leader, Alex. Okay, understood. John, would you be able to maybe follow up with sales on those? See if we can get them by, say, tomorrow morning?
Team member 2, John. Yeah, absolutely. I can do that right after this meeting. Consider it done.
Team leaders, Alex. Fantastic. Thanks, John. Emily, how's the competitor research part going?
Team member 3, Emily. I've actually hit a couple of snags trying to get their latest financial reports. Access issues. I might need a bit of help with that.
Team leader, Alex. No problem at all, Emily. Not a worry. Let's sync up right after this meeting. Okay. We'll figure out a solution together. Team leader, Alex. And team, just a reminder, if anyone hits any roadblocks or needs support, please let me know as soon as you can. Seriously, no issues too small. Team leader, Alex. Oh, and just quickly, please try to keep your sections updated in the shared folder. It really helps me see the big picture of our progress.
Team member 1, Maria. Will do, Alex.
Team leader, Alex. Perfect. And look, if anyone has ideas for making our workflow better or spot something interesting, just speak up. I'm always open to suggestions. Team leader, Alex. Let's keep the communication flowing and keep supporting each other. Thanks, everyone. Let's try and get this done, maybe even a bit early.
That little exchange, it's packed with good leadership practices. Really shows how to use the language effectively. Alex starts by setting that clear goal again. Complete the market analysis by Friday. Note out what the target is. Then, boom, effective delegation. John, would you be able to follow up? Polite, but clear who's responsible.
Yeah, and I liked how quickly Alex responded when Emily mentioned a problem. No problem at all. Let's sync up right after.
That immediately makes it okay to mention problems. It encourages people to raise issues early, doesn't it? Before they become huge.
Exactly. Which flows right into encouraging open communication. Alex literally says, if anyone has suggestions, I'm all ears. That's a direct invitation for input. It values the team's ideas. And throughout, you hear that polite language and positive reinforcement. That's excellent progress, Maria. Fantastic. These aren't huge things, but they add up. They build morale, show appreciation. It just demonstrates how using language this way creates a supportive team vibe. Productive, too. People feel valued. Okay, so we've seen how the language works in those moments. But leading effectively is bigger than just the words, right? It's about your overall approach, the strategies you use. Let's dig into some of the big ones that really make a difference to team performance. First up, setting clear goals and expectations. We mentioned SMART goals, but the real trick is making sure everyone understands them the same way, especially across cultures. Why does it matter? Well, without that shared picture, people feel lost or they pull in different directions. How do you do it? Define success clearly. Use simple, direct English. Check for understanding. Like, our main goal is to finish this project by March 15th. That means all reports submitted and reviewed. Or each person needs to complete their assigned section by Friday EOD so we can start integration Monday morning.
And a really good pro tip here, use visual aids. Shared dashboards, project timelines, checklists. They often communicate more clearly across language barriers than just words. Everyone can see the same picture.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, second, delegating tasks effectively. Why bother? Because leaders empower, they don't do everything themselves. It boosts productivity, sure, but it also develops your team members. How? Well, you need to know your team's strengths. Match tasks to skills, maybe even to growth areas. Give clear instructions. What needs doing? By when? What does done look like? So you might say, Emily, your attention to detail is amazing. Could you handle the final data validation? Or, John, you're great at presenting. I'd like you to lead the client presentation next week.
And a powerful way to think about delegation, a pro tip maybe, is seeing it as investing in your team's skills. Sometimes giving someone a task that stretches them a bit with support is way more valuable than just assigning easy wins. You're building their capacity.
That makes sense. Strategy 3, motivating team members. This is what fuels engagement, right? Gets people putting in their best work. How? Recognize good work publicly or privately. Offer genuine encouragement. Set challenges that help them grow. Simple things like, I really appreciate you staying late to finish that. It made a huge difference. Or, you handled that tricky client question perfectly. Fantastic job.
And the pro tip here is definitely to tailor it. People respond differently. Some love public praise, others prefer a quiet thank you. Some are motivated by new challenges, others by stability. Knowing your team helps you motivate effectively.
Number 4, monitoring progress and providing feedback. This isn't micromanaging. It's about having that early warning system, catching issues early, keeping things on track. How do you do it? Regular check-ins, maybe weekly, maybe bi-weekly. Using shared tools helps everyone see progress. And giving constructive feedback, focused on improvement. Actionable. So let's quickly review where we are with phase 1 and see if we're on track for the deadline. Or, I noticed the summary was a bit long. Great detail, but let's discuss how we can make it more concise for the execs.
Yes, and the key pro tip for feedback is that balance. Always balance positive points with areas for improvement, like your analysis was incredibly insightful, really strong work there. For the next report, let's also make sure we include the competitor benchmark data. It makes the feedback easier to hear and act on.
Okay, strategy 5, handling problems diplomatically. Let's face it, conflicts happen. Diplomacy keeps the team focused on solutions, not arguments. How? Usually best to address issues privately first. Listen to everyone involved. Stay calm. Offer solutions. Phrases like, I understand you're concerned about this delay. Let's figure out together how we can catch up.
Right.
Or, okay, we have different ideas here. Can we find a compromise that meets the main goal and works for everyone?
And a really useful pro tip. Use I statements when you have to express a difficult point. Instead of, you missed the deadline, try, I'm concerned about the deadline for this task. Or, I feel we might need a different approach here. It sounds less accusatory. Opens up discussion instead of defensiveness.
That's a good one. 6th, encouraging creativity and open discussion. Often the best ideas come from unexpected places, right? You need a culture where people feel safe sharing. How? Actively ask for input. Make it clear that all ideas are welcome, even seemingly out there ones. Reward creative thinking. You could say, let's brainstorm some completely different ways we could approach this. Or, okay, blue sky thinking time. No bad ideas. What are your suggestions?
And a practical pro tip. Hold specific idea sessions. No agenda other than brainstorming. Takes the pressure off. Just a space to be creative together. You might be surprised what comes out.
Love that. Okay, finally, number 7, balancing authority and empathy. Leaders need to lead, make decisions, but they also need to be human, approachable. It builds trust. How? Set clear expectations and boundaries, yes, but also show you understand when people face challenges. Lead by example. Be consistent. Maybe something like, look, I know this deadline is tough, but we need to hit it. Please tell me now if you're struggling so I can help. Or, it's really important we respect each other's working styles even if they're different from our own.
And maybe the ultimate pro tip here, Be willing to admit when you make a mistake. It shows humility, builds huge respect, shows you're human and still learning too. It really raises an interesting point. How do you actually blend all these strategies together? So it's not just a checklist, but a natural, effective leadership style that works for you and your team. It's about weaving them together.
That's a really important question. Okay, so how do we make this practical? Right now, let's try breaking down the whole process of leading a project into concrete steps, like a life cycle, from start to finish.
Exactly. Think of it as a roadmap you can follow, from the initial idea right through to the wrap-up and then feeding back into the next project.
Okay, step 1, prepare and plan. This is foundational. Define the project scope. What are we actually doing? List the tasks, create a realistic timeline, and really think about your team. Who's good at what? Where might they need help?
Step 2, hold a kickoff meeting. This sets the tone. Introduce the project. Crucially, explain the why. Set clear expectations for how you'll communicate, how you'll work together. Assign those initial roles.
Step 3, delegate tasks and set deadlines. Now you get specific. Match the tasks to people's strengths. Give clear, detailed instructions for each piece. Set those deadlines, maybe some check-in points along the way.
Step 4, motivate and support your team. This isn't a one-time thing. It's ongoing. Offer regular encouragement. Celebrate small wins. Keeps morale up. Make sure they have the resources they need. Help remove any roadblocks.
Step 5, monitor progress. Keep your finger on the pulse. Schedule those regular check-ins. Use shared tools. Trello, Asana, whatever works so progress is visible. Ask for updates. Give that timely, constructive feedback.
Step 6, manage challenges diplomatically. When problems arise, address them calmly. Listen carefully to understand the issue. Stay objective. Work with the team to find solutions together. Focus forward.
And finally, step 7, evaluate and celebrate. Don't just finish and move on. Review how the project went, what worked well, what could be better next time. Give feedback on performance, and importantly, acknowledge everyone's hard work and celebrate the success.
And what's really neat is how this last step feeds right back into the first step of the next project. You learn, you adapt. Leadership becomes this continuous cycle of doing, learning, and improving.
Well, that brings us towards the end of our look at effective team leadership today. We've gone from the specific words you need, through the core strategies, and right into a practical step-by-step guide. We really hope this gives you a great head start in feeling confident and well-informed about leading teams effectively.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought to consider. As workplaces keep changing so fast with AI, remote work, global shifts, how will you keep adapting your leadership style? How will you ensure you're always fostering teams that are truly collaborative, innovative, and performing at their best, whatever comes next? It really is about ongoing learning.
That's a great point to reflect on. Remember, everyone, becoming a great team leader doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice, it takes empathy, and yes, that commitment to always be learning. To help you practice what we've talked about, please do visit LingExam.com. You'll find fantastic resources there, including specific practice tasks and questions with answer keys and explanations. It's a great way to apply the ideas and vocabulary from today. And while you're there, check out other useful tutorials too, like asking for directions. Always good to brush up on general English communication. So stay motivated, keep practicing, and really take your leadership skills up a notch with LingExam. This has been Leading a Team Project, the ultimate guide to effective team leadership in English, provided by LingExam.com.